Hakeem Jeffries. This Hakeem Jeffries is getting on my nerves, man. With his crackhead teeth.
Illuminati is a thing you need to watch out for. They want to depopulate and slave us so much more. World domination, I'll get into that later. I'm hardcore, fierce and sexy. You're just a hater. You deserve the ridicule because you're an absolute zero. I'm the keeper of the chalice, a rock and roll hero. I'm not an idiot nobody listens to, because I'm not a failure in life like you. Let's talk about Bill Gates and the mark of the beast, and the orgies in the streets at the Catholic feasts, and Bill and Hillary's human trafficking ring. And George Soros got the money to pay for everything. Socialism is for losers, working for the devil, chumps that can't fight, they ain't on my level. It takes an evil one to try to debunk and doubt it, so I'd rather die than stop talking about it. Watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out. Watch out for the Illuminati. Watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out. Watch out for the Illuminati. Watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out. Watch out for the Illuminati. Watch out for the Illuminati.
What's good, my people? It's your boy MC Too Tall out here, and you're watching the MC Too Tall Show. Shout out to my people out there selling clams at the clam bars. Shout out to my people selling beer taps to go out of the big styrofoam cups and all. Shout out to those people out there making it happen for the people out there who are thirsty and they're hungry for clams, and they're out there hustling and bustling, making it happen for them to make ends meet. Shout out to you guys out there, you people in the food service department all around Brooklyn and all around the world. We're fed and our thirsts are quenched because of you guys out there. On behalf of all of Brooklyn, I thank you guys out there. Now, let's talk about this Hakeem Jeffries, this Hakeem, whatever his name, Jeffries out there. He's a minority leader. He's a congressional minority leader. And he's spouting all kinds of incorrect things. And he's over there looking like the mugshot from O.J. Simpson's arrest over there. And he's got everything all wrong. He's out there trying to say that Greg Abbott cannot insist that the congressional people come back to their jobs. He's saying that he can't vacate those offices that they hold. He's saying that he can't have them arrested. And meanwhile, you look up the Constitution before you even get to the amendments. It's in the main body of the Constitution that a governor can totally do all the things that Greg Abbott says he can do to these people in Congress. And you know what? Enough is enough. You give these Democrats an inch, they want to take a mile. They want to take a mile. These clowns, they want to take a mile. And they want to bring back the days when Democrats were like running everything. I remember back in the day, we had a Democrat president. We had freaking a Democrat governor, a Democrat mayors, Democrat assemblymen, Democrat everything. And when you rode the trains were covered with graffiti. There were bums sleeping in their own shit. There was all kinds of nonsense out there. I tell you, I could tell you stories that were told to me that you had to wear a leather jacket to ride the train, even in the summertime, because you never know when some junkie with a knife was going to come at you, and you got to take that shit off, wrap it around your arm, and fight the fucking guy off with a knife. And use that thing as like a shield wrapped around your arm to keep the guy from stabbing you. And then you go home with a $400 jacket all stabbed up because some crackhead or some junkie of some kind wanted to stab somebody up that night, and you had to sacrifice your $400 leather jacket so you don't get stabbed up yourself. And these was the times. These was the times in those days. I mean, you had this criminal element all over. And that's why it was important for the guardian angels to emerge. And I'll get into that later. But this Hakeem Jeffries doesn't know what he's talking about. He's one of those people that wants something like that going on. And he wants Texas to be the next New York. Let me tell you something. As a die-hard old school New Yorker, I could tell you no state should be like New York. I mean, yeah, New York, in my opinion, does have a brighter future with the mayor that we're going to have, because it will inevitably be the Republican candidate, speaking of the guardian angels. But the way New York is right now, the way de Blasio frigged everything up, and that, what's his name, Eric Adams kept everything going. The way Eric Adams kept things going, kept the slums going, kept the crime waves going. Hell, there was even a poor girl burnt up alive on the train in Coney Island. And Eric Adams like, something's got to be done about this. Yeah, a lot of preventative maintenance could have been done, Eric. A lot of preventative maintenance could have been done. But you want to make this a sanctuary city. Huckster Hochul wants to make New York State a sanctuary state. And so here we are in the middle of crime, knee-deep in crime because of the Democrats. And now those poor kids I mentioned earlier that have to sell clams and beer on tap, when they take home their hard-earned pay, they have to fight for dear life to keep their hard-earned pay in their pockets so they don't have to give it away to muggers. Or even worse, the frickin' tax man, because in New York we're taxed up the wazoo because of people like Hakeem Jeffries and other Brooklyn Congress people. I tell you this, knock wood, I'm lucky we have a congresswoman here in Gravesend like Nicole Maliotakis, who, by the way, endorses Curtis Sliwa for mayor, thank God. And Elise Stefanik, another tough congresswoman. It looks like she's going to run against Huckster Hochul next year. So the future does look bright, to coin a phrase by Patrick Bet-David. But we got to get these chumps out of office. People like Hakeem Jeffries got to get thrown out of office. But what a lot of people that vote Democrat don't realize, yeah, when you vote Republican, all the crazy-haired, weird-looking, radical leftists, yeah, you get punished by those guys. You vote Republican, you get punished by the crazy, weird-haired, radical, weird-looking leftists. But when you vote Democrat, you get punished by the Democrats, the very Democrats you voted for. So no good deed goes unpunished, as they say. So you do them a favor, you vote them in office, and then they screw you to no end, and like a Judas goat, they lead you right to slaughter, right through the shears, and you don't realize it until it's too late because you smell the blood of the stupid sheeple in front of you. You gotta learn. You've gotta learn. Don't vote Democrat anymore. Choose your Republicans wisely, because you have some spineless slugs amongst the Republicans. So choose your Republicans wisely, but don't ever trust a Democrat again, because this is what you get. Even the ones that play Mr. Moderate. Like you got, what was it, Mayor Pete over there, who made a god-awful transportation secretary. black clouds hovering over his head in East Palestine, and he wants to play Mr. Bob the Builder over there with his hard hat, look around for an hour, dodge questions, and run away. And now he wants to show that he's a centrist kind of guy. And he's doing all kinds of acrobatics about the guys beating up broads in women's sports issue. And he's doing all kinds of acrobatics, not giving a straight answer. So naturally, both sides of the aisle are taking it like it's the wrong answer. So all those radicals that cheered him on just because he was gay are saying that he's a backstabber, he's a sellout, he's this, he's that, he's a Beyond Ghoul and whatever else. And meanwhile, the people on the right are like, see, I told you, typical politician giving a freaking dodgeball type answer, like a typical politician and a typical Democrat. We knew it all along. And he's a DEI hire. That's what the right's saying, and the left is saying that he's a sellout. So that's what we got going on. Then you got Newsom trying to bring it to the middle, not doing a very good job of that. You got Tim Walz saying that pretty much that he was selected because he had a down the middle kind of appeal about his appearance. You know, the silver-haired chubby guy, you know, like the happy-go-lucky uncle. And he says, I can relate to the white guy fixing his truck. If you can relate to the white guy fixing his truck, then Minneapolis and the state of Minnesota as a whole wouldn't be taxed up the wazoo, and that white guy fixing his truck wouldn't have to be fixing his own truck. He could take it to a repair shop or buy a new truck. Ever think of that? Freaking clowns, I tell you. And this Hakeem Jeffries is the worst. You're a Democrat congressman from New York. Keep your nose out of the business of the governor of Texas. It's as simple as that. And these other governors of blue states, J.B. Pritzker, Huckster Hochul, they got to keep their nose out of Greg Abbott's business. Let the man cook. Let him do what he's got to do. Let him fix the state. Let him realign the districts the way it's supposed to be. I mean, fat guy Pritzker has more to worry about with the alignment of districts in his state. He's saying it's fair and they won close elections, that he's happy with Democrat. And then you got that squiggly line in the middle of Illinois. What the hell is that? What was he, hungry? So he decided to make a freaking a district that was shaped like a Twizzler? Oh my goodness. What was he thinking of? The Slim Jim commercials of Macho Man? Snap into a Slim Jim. And he was thinking of that, so he made a Slim Jim looking district. It doesn't make you any slimmer, fat guy. It doesn't make you any slimmer. So everybody from every blue district of every blue state is pissed off that Greg Abbott wants to realign the districts. And this was a scheduled thing to do. And it wasn't the only state that realigned stuff in mid-decade. Illinois went through that. There was a brief moment when one of the southern states was blue. They did that to try to secure the blueness of the state, and it backfired on them, and they had to realign everything back. I forget which state that was. I'm not sure if it was Georgia or North Carolina. I know one of the Carolinas for a hot minute was either purple or straight up blue. And so it's probably North Carolina, but I could be wrong. So don't crucify me if I am. But this Hakeem Jeffries, man, this Hakeem Jeffries, he's getting on my nerves. He's getting on my nerves. Because he wants the whole country blue. This way, everybody in the country is having to ride public transportation, like I said before in this video, with a leather jacket on all year round, even in the summertime, just in case they have to ward off some junkie with a knife trying to stab them. Unbelievable, I tell you. Unbelievable. Meanwhile, you got Cuomo and Adams fighting over who Trump likes more. And it's like, you think Donald Trump is going to like Andrew Cuomo? Now, I mean, I could see a remote reason why somebody would falsely think that Trump likes Adams. But I think, I personally think Trump is playing chess, gave him the pardon so he could have an ace in the hole as somebody that could finally do the right thing and like help out these freaking ICE agents, get rid of these illegals. And, last minute, I bet you Trump endorses Sliwa. And if he doesn't endorse anybody, he doesn't endorse anybody. But I see Sliwa gaining ground. I'm looking at the numbers. I see Sliwa gaining ground. And he's, I believe he could beat Mamdani. Because Mamdani is actually slipping. Remember I said honeymoon era? It's almost over for him, this honeymoon period. Kamala Harris had that supposed honeymoon period. And we see where it got her. Talk about a clam being sold at the clam bar. She was sold a bill of goods when they told her she could be president. And she had a valid shot at beating Donald Trump. And then you got people that look like the freaking operation clown, like Rosie O'Donnell. She looks like the freaking operation clown, and she's out there saying that the election wasn't free and fair. And you got Carrot Top looking lady over there, what's her name? Kathy Griffin. She's saying that he didn't win a free and fair election. But where were you 4 years earlier saying that about Biden? Unbelievable. They love to project. They love to project. And let me tell you something. Epstein was a Clinton guy, not a Trump guy. Okay? Anytime Trump was with Epstein, he didn't know what kind of a friggin' creep he was. And once he found out what a friggin' creep he was, he stopped hanging out with him. And the Clintons, especially Bill Clinton, continued to hang out with Jeffrey Epstein. Mind you, Bill Clinton hung out with Jeffrey Epstein after Donald Trump tipped off the cops and told them what a creep Epstein was. And these Clintons have become carnival clowns, along with Barack Obama trying to guilt trip people into voting for Kamala Harris. He's going to try to guilt trip people into voting for Zoran Mamdani. You already have Elizabeth Warren coming out of her teepee in Massachusetts all the way to New York to guilt trip New Yorkers into voting for Zohan Mamdan. What are you, an Islamophobe? What are you, xenophobic? What are you, the worst thing of worst things of all, a Zionist, Nazi? And that's where the problem lies. People from other states try to guilt trip New Yorkers to tell New Yorkers how to vote. I'm telling you, the man with the red beret, man, the red beret man, he's the guy that's going to be the next mayor. And let me tell you something, he shouldn't have to take that red beret off. That red beret represents a time when people had to take their jackets off to fight off junkies with knives and wear leather jackets all year round on the subway, because you never know when the time's gonna come where you gotta wrap that jacket around your arm to fend off a junkie with a knife. Curtis Sliwa formed the Guardian Angels in those times. And the cops had their hands tied. They were outmanned by the bad guys in those days. The Guardian Angels emerged, and they formed what became the most recognized citizen crime-fighting task force in the world. And it's represented by that red beret. So whoever doesn't understand that has no business and no say in matters in this mayoral election. Okay? We know what that red beret means. It stands for something good. It stands for something righteous. It stands for fighting for public safety since 1970 frickin' 9, blood. Since 1970 frickin' 9. And oh my goodness. And by blood, I mean fam or family. I don't mean the frickin' gang. Oh my goodness. Because I know somebody's going to say, why did you say that? By blood, I mean family. I don't mean the frickin' gang. So that red hat, that red beret stands for righteousness. It stands for public safety. Stands for dedication to public safety since 1979. So these people that say, oh, you should take your hat off so people could take you more seriously. That hat is on his head because he takes public safety seriously, and he formed an operation represented by that hat that made our streets safe. And at times, dare I say, was outdoing the NYPD in making our streets safe. Not so much in the Giuliani days, because Giuliani had the city down packed with the public safety. And I believe Giuliani gave his endorsement to Curtis Sliwa as well. But in the David Dinkins era, you needed your guardian angels. Hell, it was so dangerous in the David Dinkins era that even Curtis Sliwa himself was almost murdered. This is a man that won against the mob and was almost murdered for it. And he's still here, and he's running for mayor of New York City. So, please, Hakeem Jeffries, mind your business that goes on here in New York. Help your constituents here in New York out, because you bitching about Greg Abbott is of no help. We have a mayor that's letting the city erode. You have a previous mayor that made the city like this in the first place. And we have a mayoral candidate that's going to fix that. But because he's got an R next to his name, you hate him. And you're going to bitch about the governor of Texas when we got problems here. Unbelievable. Hakeem Jeffries. What a stunad. But on to my people, I say this concludes this episode of the MC Too Tall Show. Respect God, watch out for the Illuminati, follow and share my wonderful content, subscribe to my channel, stay strong, keep kicking that slang. Hiss your boy in the building. Hip-hop legend, recording engineer, and underground rock and roll hero, MC Too Tall. You be safe out there, yeah? Keep that leather jacket handy.